Let's see, now set my camera where to give you a good view of my studio. Okay, I think we'll be better like this. I don't know. Is that? Anyway, it's not about the video anyway. It's not about video, pictures, or whatever. It's about the what we're going to be talking about, discussing. I said talking, discussing, even though now let me this screen, but I expect comments so that we form as a basis of the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy Liberation Day. Shut up, day now, happy now. I mean, is people no go fully actually what is happening, we no go circle around the majority yet, because especially the Nigeria, we focus on things that we cannot even control, which is leadership. I say we cannot control it because of our current makeup, right? We are not a free country in a colonized territory, so we're in position to even select or elect our leaders. That's by the side. So, but I mean, the industrialist, the capitalist, the business. I mean, those people who understand production and whatever, and then they have been thrown off with the Liberation Day announcements. But if for the majority of the people, we never understand yet, with the feel and see small things are changing, especially those countries who are in in surplus relationship with business relationship with the United States. If you are importing a lot of product to the United States of America, then he who, and I think the number one country, nation, group of people that are in that surplus relationship with the United States when it comes to trade and investment is the European nation as a bloc. Well, let's say Germany, Britain, and France. Germany in particular, because again, we're talking about the European economy. We're talking about Germany in a nutshell. Japan, who are in trillions dollar relationship with America in terms of trade surplus. In other words, they export more. Once you export more things to the United States of America, you are going to get it. And I point Germany out in Europe because I mean, if you live in America, you understand that there are even more German cars on the streets of America than American cars. Anyway, shout out to those of us who are patriots. I remember 6 months ago where I did with Toby. I mean, we all of us in Nigeria. I carry my cargo. Toby with his own car, and then the mechanic guy in Nigeria. So we went to a junkyard to get parts. I drive Ford. Toby the driver. I don't even know what car is it, but it's not an American car. So I was able to get my own parts easy and like pretty much at a giveaway price. He no free get his own. And I remember my first reaction to him was like, man, the patriotic, be American, buy American. This was like last year, right? Maybe 2 years ago. So what am I trying to say? If you live in America, you can argue against the fact that there are more German cars on the street of America than American cars. Right? Even if you are off with a few statistics, but that's to tell you the amount of German products in terms of cost in America. So, but again, what we are going to see is that those companies, instead of folding off, they will all move back to America. They will come out, they will start producing their cars in America, and that will put a toll Not the German economy, but in extension, the European nation. I said it. If you follow my platform regularly, I've been saying this for the epic amount of time that Europe is about to become a third world nation. Even though that's on the extreme side. But hey, we are here. So again, I think about 2 years ago too, I had a back and forth with Pansat about the globalization. The guy was like, no, no, no. I was like, okay. It's as if you don't know what you're talking about. But today now, it's not just a conspiracy theory or a rumor. It's not even a breaking news no more. It's our reality. Can you flash? She not flash it. I be refresher. Is that what you? I mean, what I filmed by Savannah. Which you did try talk? What you? Make me understand. Make I refresh your memory on the tariff of Trump. Maybe today now. In a high. So, but those who don't understand what is going on in terms of the destruction, in terms of the the term, not even an ambition, not even an attempt no more. The reality that is going on, which is the goal, is to term the Chinese, and by so doing, reset the whole planet Earth if possible. I mean, they can't, and then they run out for pretty much over 100 years now, if arguably. So, you are saying, see the doubts, what is going on, what is it? I mean, a lot of people are focused on the immediate effect, the immediate reaction of Trump, what Trump is doing. Oh, things are going to skyrocket. Things are going to be expensive and all that. Yes, yes, that's why those who are calling the Liberation Day disruption are on point. There is a reason why the disruption is taking place. Of course, when you call it disruption, it means that things are going to change. And it's uncertain either it's going to change for the good or for the worse. But that is the immediate effects. But the good thing is that the American system don't care about really what is happening now. A little bit projects of what is going to happen tomorrow. So if a lot of people, if they follow the history of America, if they follow this platform, I often refer to the early 1900, like the 1920, the depression and all that, and they were up. Because of tariffs, they came down. There at the same time, they pick up again and decided to win the Second World War. So what is happening? It's not new. Some people also use Richard Nixon as an example when he take the gold of when dollar replaced gold as the global monetary policy and system and all that. And so it is the same thing that is happening, but people don't have the grasp of history. They will run to the streets with the immediate shock and effect that what the tariff presumably will bring. Boggling industrial complex. T-Pain should shut out. I don't understand that. These are our slangs again. What are you trying to say? T-Pain. This idea of T-Pain, I don't know. Given if you are referring T-Pain as Tinubu, I know who understand what even informed that. People don't understand how language works or how history works. You have something to say about the president. You know they put in name, they say T-Pain. How the fuck with tomorrow generation understand what you are even talking about? It's not even going to appear. Today we seem to look back and say, jump to conclusion and say our ancestors did not write book, did not invent anything. Those days, once you are attacked or conquered, you lost war or anything, they destroy everything. In fact, the idea is to wipe you out, to wipe everything that will remind them of you, the memory. And that's what happens to our civilization. I mean, Edo Kingdom is a prime example. But that was then. In today's world, whereby na information revolution with the words are very powerful. So how you tell your story, how you phrase it now, it is what is going to the next generation will understand. Just like we don't know our past because of how the destruction happened. We are self-destructing our own history. When you they say T-Pain, unalive, like sometimes useless thing that doesn't you are not helping yourself because by tomorrow you will say, oh, the what happened today was not well represented. Yes, you also contributed when you begin use words that doesn't follow. Anyway, so back to the new world that we are living today. Now, the tariff affected what 185 countries, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, negotiation will take effect individually as an individual country. But already, again, people think that what is happening, maybe Trump will wake up tomorrow and say, oh, he changed his mind and all that kind of shit. No, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Because as soon as you understand that everything America does now, forget Trump, anything we America do today, it's China in sight. The goal is to stop China. That's the goal. So everything that the administration, either Trump administration or the next one that will come, whatever policy that will be put in place, doesn't matter it affects you or no, it not affect you, but the goal of that policy is China. So as he just like what Kissinger used to say, right? It is dangerous to be an enemy of the United States, but it's more fatal to be what? A friend. And that's exactly what this tariff, this Liberation Day, I gladly said, put out loud. Everybody now collect the tariff. Doesn't matter if you are the colony of United States of America as Nigeria is, or if you are an enemy of the United States that North Korea is. I'm not just saying North Korean product the entire America by the way. But it's across the board. So let the chaos begins. But a lot of people don't go France to go negotiate with the European how they can come and take the maybe American space, but it's not possible anyway. But the people that this tariff hit the most is the European nation, the Japanese, because they are heavily. In fact, not only with how many products, how many people can afford to buy German cars the way Americans are doing globally. So we see the European nation now, like they come out, they try to show themselves as if they have any cards to play to retaliate against the United States tariff. They don't get. Because just as Nigeria, on pretty much 99% of what make Nigeria work, from consumption to whatever, is imported, right? The same thing, pretty much, that is going to be used to produce, to revitalize the next economy, are also going to be controlled and be produced in America. That's exactly what it's about. In the next 10 years, maybe not only America and China will be the productive factories in the world. They will just feed the rest of the world. But that's what it's going to be like. Until maybe another what 40, 50 years, when they will begin to sell the technology or transfer the technology to a capable nation for them to implement. Because what it just look at this as a human form, right? When you hustle, make back, or you started a company, a business, you are heavily involved in the production system and all that kind of a thing. But at the point the company becomes so big and you are successful, right? You take a step back, right? You allow other people to do the work. That's exactly what America did. Period to 1970. That after they come up in the 50s, won the Second War, pretty much as at that time, they no get over power again after the Second World War. But of course, their sight is still on the Soviet Union, right, which culminated to the Cold War. After they finished Soviet Union, what, 79 to early 80s, from 80s and 90s, America was pretty much the only voice in the whole world. Whatever they want, whatever it says, goes. Not up until late, let's say 2019 to early, within the last 5 years, that they begin to receive pushback in terms of their foreign policies from the Chinese, not directly, but their business activities, the One Belt One Road initiative and the rest of it. So now they now say, okay, you know what? Let's hold on a minute. Pause a minute. It's as if we are becoming too. We enjoy too much, pretty much, right? As I said, when you hustle, your business became successful and it's now or you bring other people to already, so you don't need to be dirty as you did when you started. So, but that's what happened to the United States. So between that 70s, they shift their labor force because they don't get banned. Everybody is pretty much self-sufficient. So they shift it out. I'm not saying everybody, but the large majority of the Americans. So they shift the work and labor force. Let other produce for us. Maybe we just the engine. We design what to be produced. Let them do the production. We just and if you live in America, you understand that Americans don't work. Now, when I say Americans don't work, I'm not talking about from the perspective of who Americans are lazy, like Vivek Ramaswamy. All right, I clinch saying that because, God damn, that's another story. That's another story. Vivek Ramaswamy. So I'm not implying what Vivek Ramaswamy meant when he tweeted that Americans are. No, Americans don't work in the sense that level day to every society. The real ones don't work. Just like if you go to Qatar, the Qataris don't work. Not because they are lazy, because why would they work where they can afford to pay other people to do the work? It don't make sense when you can afford to literally pay people to do whatever that you want for, so that you have enough time to either live your luxury life, think, produce, whatever. And you want to, so Americans were living that kind of lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with that. Every society, that's why I see Qatar as an example. Every society, just like in Nigeria, right? If you go to the top, the top doors, their family don't work, their friends just, but they're in control of everything. If you listen to people like Professor Jeffrey Sachs, he will say that the relation, bringing China into the World Trade Organization, that means shifting the production factories and everything to the China, has make everybody more wealthy and more times. In fact, what they could ever imagine. I mean, Elon Musk, they complain about how the congressmen and women are not hundreds of billions of millions of dollars each. It's all part of the whole how shifting the production system to other people to do for them, and they become more wealthy. But it's not sustainable. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. It is not sustainable. Black man should have a raise and see it's not all work. Middle piece, Alpha, you don't come home. What did black man do you? Black man should have a raise and see it's not all. Should have a raise with who? I know you. I know now. I just look for your trouble. So you should You should. We should have a race with. Are you saying from Bongo? Maybe what Bongo is Cameroon, Congo. Where Bongo they? Middle Peace. Madi Peace. I always meet. I always. Oh, you call Nigeria Congo. We call Nigeria Congo. Why? Hmm? Why? So, what's now? What you will begin to see, or you'll be seeing as the administration move forward to implement this plan, talking about the tariff, is there will, especially again, Europe. I just Europe is the perfect region to use as an example. I say I use region because Europe, the European Union come as a block, all right. So what the Trump administration will start doing now, we start dismantling those European nations one by one. And what do I mean by that? He will start negotiating, renegotiating, whatever individually. It's not going to sit down with the European nation and say, okay, what? No, it's going to. So the goal is to just separate them one. By the time you deal with German single only, and I think again, one thing for me, this is what I believe. Trump is not. There's no going back in this, right? There's no going back, regardless of how they want to customize or in terms of individual country. No, it's not going back. What we are going to see, let's say it's dealing with German, for instance. The best the Germans we get is for them to totally shift their factory to the United States. So what that means, what that means, my European family, my German people, if na no understand what that means, shifting German production factory to America, if you don't understand what that means, go read on a state called Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, Michigan State as a whole. That's the heartbeat of the GM, General Motor, as we call it in America. The fact of the three Ford, Chrysler, and what will be the other one? The three big car companies that actually revolutionized the car industry in America. So what you are going to be see, just like I think Honda and Hyundai already say their plant is coming back to the United States of America. So what that means is that all those who now the factory system, the job without that factory system, from the guy on the floor where they move things around, to the janitor where they clean the factory, to the manager where they grow belle, is all going to be wiped out. Now only the investors, and then we get out. Even at assembly factory itself, now no go get out. So goes to every other product that is heavily imported, exported to the United States of America. Europe build themselves as a race. Europe no build themselves as a race. America build Europe as a race. Nah, they don't say they no day again. But I get your point. And I think that isn't what you are trying to say, Medipace, is pretty much Pan-Africanism, which you largely credited to Marcus Garvey and Du Bois, right? Coming together as one under three pretty much institution: one government, one military, one economy. That's the only way we can stand a chance, which is what you are saying, if I'm not mistaken. I think Germany will stand alone. Germany will. Germany will stand alone, but what will be the outcome of that? What would their standard of living be like if they stand alone? Not that they cannot, they can, but they will not be allowed to build their military back again, because that's the whole fear of, because before the coming of up of the United States of America, the greatest threat to the British Empire then was the German Empire, and everybody feared the Germans because of their advance in medicine, engineering, you name it, right? And then, which is pretty much the underlying reason why the other part of the war had to gang up against them and take them out. And the United States make sure that they never come off for that level, get to the level that they were before again, because it's a threat. So them starting on loan as what? Because if you cannot build your economy, if you are allowed to build your economy back, that means you will need military might to protect it. And that is the scary of not just the European nation, pretty much the whole world. We ain't going to allow Germany to build their military might back the way it used to be before the late 1800s. Yeah, the European Union was a brainchild of the United States. Now, United States nine. Yeah, if you say no, be then that's not them build the European Union. The European Union, what would they see so? No, not like 70 something years old, if I'm not mistaken. There's a reason why America decided to bring them together and say, okay, bringing you together means we are not going to allow you develop beyond some starting stage. So we go they augment you. When supposed they give you money, right? America they subsidize everything for them, which is pretty much giving money. Just like they don't approve a $1.1 billion to Bola Tinubu as I speak. 1.1, I be $1.09 billion. Now they give Bola Tinubu for nutrition. I don't know say God. They have nutrition and just some like, but anyway. Well, by the way, JP Morgan Chase, they are trying to start a merchant banking in Nigeria. You know what that means? Merchant. Merchant bank. What does merchant bank do? Maybe to they give heavy money for industrial and business people too. So every business that is going to stand in Nigeria today, well, I didn't get them before. So, but they are going to, they are coming back full time. The small things wey go the small workings wey go dey happen for Nigeria, they want to be directly, if not 100% involved, rather than before. So there's so many ways that this thing will affect every country individual, but the way they want to do it now, if you listen to the mainstream media and everybody, they say, oh, tariff go destroy it. It has nothing to do with the idea of the world as a union, as a global one market is gone. This one come be for anywhere that's in your solid. So who be this one again? Yeah. Where Floyd take come this one? Uncle. So as tariffs they go on, bombs they go off in Yemen. At the same time, what a time we are living in. Woman, I think, oh, drinking Kool-Aid. Well, I want to say woman spam on somebody, but it's as if it could be wrong. Maybe please leave Oman. Drinking Kool-Aid, yeah. So now that, let's see, this guy he talks here. Eh? Me no one know, man. I don't understand. Which language you know they speak? I'm lost. I know say you dey play now. No, for a minute I was like, even your name sef, I try put your name in perspective. I say, okay, this guy say that dot robot, you know. Come, wetin you dey type wey YouTube dey they dey review your message? I didn't touch it, but what is it? You see, say YouTube no wan show your this thing, abi, your tweets. Another moderator just fucking. How many moderators are there for here? What's going on? Oh, it's going on. Hello with my topic. I know. You see, another moderator has taken care of it. Who the heck was that? I ain't got no moderator on this shit. Anyway, look at see. Because of the rain, and it, yeah. Yes. What I want to talk about? Which is the person reaction I needed to hear on this Trump thing? Dr. Emmanuel. Dr. Emmanuel and our Greenland, China revolution be their own too, abi, fatherland's people. For those who believe say Trump na joke, Trump doesn't know what he's doing, he's that. Everybody head on the street now. Everybody has beginning to see that this this is not this is real. This is like fuck around final moment for everybody in the world. Only those who are prepared for this time are then going to smile. The Indians. Brazil are still struggling, but they will come around. The Argentines, shout out to Malay, we chainsaw through the whole system. Which other country are going to be in because at the end of at the end of this phase, 10 years, 15 years, some countries will disappear. Some countries will fade, like disappear in the sense that the whole economy will be wiped out. They will have to be subordinate to another country that will overshadow them entirely. And the continent of Africa is not an exception. I no go surprise. See they talk am. I no go surprise. If at the end of the day, Russia given open floor to come and exploit Nigeria, I will not be shocked. Because there's heavy fights. There's another angle to this. There's so many things happening that even the news media self no fit capture at the same time. Not that they cannot, but of course the agenda is different. There's a heavy war going on between the Chinese and the Russians. Yes, China and Russia are getting it in Congo. And pretty much every other, especially Africa, because what they thought is Russia might end up being, Nigeria might end up being Russia influence, fears of influence in terms of exploiting our resources and whatever they need in exchange of protection. Because what is happening in Congo, the conflict between the Chinese, this whole global disorder and disruption and everything, the conflict between China, the Chinese, and the Russia is interest. Although the interest never clash to the point whereby it will go out of control, but it's there. Now, what do I mean? Chinese interest in this whole, their focus, right? Their focus is how do we build infrastructures, tied in business, so at the end of the day, we will have the upper hand, right? Because there is one adage that the Chinese pretty much built their society on. You retaliate by doing nothing. Or you won the war, you won the fight by doing nothing. Now that's very hard to actually digest. But if you understand how China they move from day one, they hardly say they want to conquer territory. They hardly initiate any war except during the Korea and the Genghis Khan of those days. They were invited. Nobody say the other way around. But there's a reason for that. They believe that you cannot outrun patience. No matter what you do, patience will always triumph. And that's very hard to beat. So they are in for a long hunt. So they rather build their businesses along the One Belt One Road initiative. And that's where their interests collide with the Russia. Russia strive with chaos. Because now security then they sell. They sell security products, right? Guns, whatever you think of. That's what the Wagner group of the thing. That is the number one export of the Russian military industrial complex. If I want to phrase it that way. So in order for you to sell your weapon, there has to be what? A conflict. So they supply weapon to that part of region in the Congo for them to, how they do is to support dictators, for lack of what, to support leaders who did not really find favor with the general people of the society. So they will support those people in power, provide them a weapon, even help them overthrow and stay in power. That's what we saw within the Sahel region. Because that's how that's their business model is predicated on that. And the Chinese business model, you cannot succeed as a business-minded person, if you cannot develop, if constantly there is chaos. Shout out to our northern people, right? Everybody keep blaming the northern leaders of North doing well for their people and all that. Yes, I agree. But for the past 20 years, peace no day there. How do you expect development? And that's the fate of the Southeast today. So when you have these two interests racing to the finish line, It's only a matter of time before they will crash. And I'm putting emphasis on that because as we speak today, the American the American plans are going crazy because the relationship between China and Russia is becoming too cordial. And the generation that came before this generation of leaders in America warned them against that relationship. If you remember, to deal with Soviet Union, they have to actually make sure they put a friction between the Chinese, cut the Chinese away from the Soviet Union, bring them to the World Trade Organization for them to actually succeed in dismantling the Soviet Union. So what happened that relationship comes back again. So when you see Trump trying to rekindle that business relationship with Kremlin at the expense of what is going on in Ukraine, it is because of the bigger picture. So Chinese need peace for their One Belt, One Road initiative to flourish. Russia need chaos. They need chaos for them to stay in business. So it's a matter of time before things go out of hand. So we will see. Right now, that interest is crashing in Congo, in South Sudan, in I think Ivory Coast, within the African continent. Then you go to in Northern America, the Panama there's a crash between the Chinese and America, not the Russia. Middle East, they don't wash back Mr. Rich Man. Nigeria is left out a cemetery to our people. Yeah, Nigeria. It's not that we are left out. We are never in the race in the first place. We don't understand what is going on. Our immediate problem is in our leaders. And the funny thing is that now the leaders they tell us that them be the problem. Isn't that beautiful? I just contest that maybe a problem, but we will complain things are not working. But now maybe the problem. But things are not working. So our leaders will tell us that our leadership is the problem. But every day, like it's just something, I don't know. How do I start explaining this to my grandkids in the future? Like we know what the fuck our problem is. Not that we know, it's not that we are being skeptical or we no. Then they tell us that then be our problem. But we can't do shit about it. Instead, we want to inspire to be part of that problem too. So there's a whole lot of disruption that is going on, right? There's a whole lot of shenanigans that is going on. At the end of it all, of course, the world will not be the same again. The question is that are you going to which end are you going to end up in? Just like the Middle East say, we now Nigeria na cemetery. We are not even in the equation. The whole continent is not in the equation. Only South Africa who are trying to say, well, fuck it. we are going to pick a side. We will die with them, right? If China is going to die and drag the whole breeze along with it, we're going to stand with them. But Nigeria, even though we didn't come out people and say we are for the West, we are for America, but it is what it is. So if you want to narrow the Trump disruption and focus it on Nigeria, we will say, okay, what will they even import go Nigeria self, export go America self from Nigeria? And again, to my African to my Southwest people, right? To my African market people across, especially Texas. Now I want to implement, I want to capitalize on tariff too, because the price where they charge now is more than when there's a tariff. So are they going to put that on it now? Let me say, well, I don't do that too. Now, what am I trying to say here? What are those products that we export to America that that is going to affect us? But that is what it is. America is just trying to say our market is exclusive, and they have the buying power. The whole global on the planet Earth, American buying power is not comparable to any other person. So if you want to access our market, there's a price for it. Or you bring the product, come here, come build, and you'll be free. I don't see one American here with me. Man of prestige, the global economy is currently facing challenge and uncertainty as Don Dumbo. Oh yeah, Don Dumbo 1,000 points as market breaks for global. Yeah, a normal. Now disruption now. This is a plan. It is not a mistake. Man of prestige. The truck the you are talking about the down. That's the New York Stock Exchange lost 1,100 points. Yeah, no be then get am. A man of prestige. People wey get business dem dey disrupt am say dem wan reset am. All we can do is to just cross leg and wait. Abi, you should be happy, man of prestige. You are somebody who is I don't know, but I want to believe that maybe 55% of your business dealings is within the states of America, and if the American economy bounce back either in 10 years time, because it's not going to be immediately, whenever that bounce back, you'll be at you'll be at the front of it. You'll be at the front of it. Business are coming in every day. Uh, Constructions are screaming up, building factory everywhere. I was in Sherman, Texas yesterday, where TCMS, I believe that's the semiconductor company, the largest former Texas Instrument, as we say, where they are one of their managing directors then who decided to go and start production in Taiwan, and that changed the semiconductor production industry, even raised as we speak, because Taiwan leads. But arguably is controlled or run by America. That's part of that aspect of the business. But the country totally is under the control of the Chinese. That's where the fight, the third war will happen if it wants to happen at all. But what am I trying to say? They are building one of their largest production factory in Sherman, Texas, about 1 hour 30 minutes away from where I'm seated. So I was there yesterday, and if our traffic day because of the kind of trucks and every other building equipment, everything that is plying that route. So now that just one aspect of it where I see world class factory being built. Oh, that's in Austin. That's in Austin. I see. Which company did that? Yeah, but I've seen two large sites. When I mean sites, we are talking about a space where if you start from one end, you no go fit see the other end of the construction site, Jangatinga, and this is going on across the length and breadth of America, from Texas to Arizona to Ohio to upstate New York to Michigan to Minneapolis. Like every fucking aspect of the country is booming with construction of factory and production. Shall not be just building businesses. And this is happening, well, it's don't start since the days of Biden, but it don't move to another level as we speak. So in the next 10 years, yes, things might be a little bit rocky in terms of for average American, and pretty much, of course, the whole world. But the way America will take bounce back, it will be just the way it was after the Great Depression of the 1920s, and they came out strong in the 30s and fucked the Second World War up in the 40s. That's exactly what I expect. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I don't expect anything less than that. That yes, the economy will be shaking now because of this disruption of Trump's policy, but it's going to bounce back in a way that we have never seen before. And once they bounce back, that bold step will be taken. Because if you succeeded in containing, I don't think containing China will be satisfactory enough for the American. They will time them, but at the same time break them in a way that it will take them another 50 to 100 years to recover. Now, I'm not saying they're bomb or anything, but maybe that's what it will. No, it will not. It will not eventually go to a point that nuclear weapon will be involved or kinetic war will be involved. It will only get to that point if Americans are losing. Because we know America will not go down that giving a fight. But again, that speaks to the future of warfare. That brings me to the future of warfare. The future of warfare is drone and autonomous bullets. So the idea, recruit billions of people. Shout out to Tunaija. It's my punching bag when it comes to security, and I think he likes it. The idea, let's recruit. It's ancient. The future of warfare is I just sit down here so they drink coffee, they run my mouth. So that's exactly how future warfare goes. I will person go there, go they throw away akara. Go they direct drones to they distribute kuli for street. Autonomous bullets. That's what is going to be happen. Autonomous in the sense that the bullet itself, the drones will program themselves without necessarily anybody being there. Says this is how it goes. All you need to do now to set them up with some kind of sensor. Say if they sight any human being, take it out. If you take him out now, take it out. So that's the future of warfare. And that's where these two countries have their upper hand. So we might the Third World War might go up really terrible, but we might have less of human casualty. And the other flip side of this is that all these gigantic war machine, marine whatever that all these countries are building, they are going to end up becoming theater, movies, become artifacts for people to come and just see. You pay like $100 to go and see one marine ship on the Black Sea or the Atlantic Ocean, just like Cat William bought former military base in Alabama, Alabama, Mississippi. Right, military base. Now men they buy now because it's of no use. It's of no use. Why do you need a physical military base when you have $150 million office complex in what is it called? What do you know about that island for Lagos? Atlantic, Eco Atlantic, where you are going to have 150 million US embassy base there. What do you need military base for? Maybe to just take one office there, take the control drone, fix and hook with there. Just like Elon Musk's office in Washington DC, just tiny space with a large ass motherfucking screen and a desk and a table and a chair. It's get the job done. So yeah, we know one military base, but the idea, but who cares? Military base like they buy them, as I said, Cat William bought one to turn it to a film village, just like Tyler Perry in Atlanta. So as you think about the destruction, the economic effect and all that, think the extreme side of it, because at the end of the day, we might get to that point. Because this window, grab what you can. But if you die in the process too, I said, I'm talking about nation now, grab what you can. Russia don't face Ukraine already. At the end of it, 25% of the Ukraine physical territory will be back to the rightful owner. Maybe our brother from the north will finally gets the best of the Nigerian state and declares an Islamic state. It's also on the table. It's all part of the destruction. Grab what you can. Grab what you can. I mean, Indians are building their nuclear weapon arsenal, extending their. Grab what, do whatever you can. America say, you know what, fuck it, Greenland. Grab what you can. It's all a disruptive season. Do whatever you can at this point until by the time these two gladiators settle their score and there is a clear path, okay, now this one ain't come out victory. They will focus again, they will reset. Yeah, now everybody should sit up. Sit up. Sit up and get your ass together. This is how you should run your country. This is how you should run the state. That's how it's going to be. It's a normal thing. It's a repeatable phenomenon. It's not something that is it's just happening. So grab what you can. So man of prestige. See, you see big man he's worried about stock exchange. some people are worried about how their egg. Well, I don't understand why people they actually so terrified about the repercussion of this tariff, that things are going to be expensive. Yes, things that are imported. Instead of you won't go buy a Range Rover made by the British, right? Go buy BMW coming from Germany, right? Motherfucker, enter Ford, F-150, be like me, Ford Focus. It takes you any goddamn where. Anywhere you dey go, it goes. I've been everywhere with my Ford Focus, even with 130,000 miles on it as we speak. It goes everywhere. I physically jump on it. They go California. What? 27 hours of driving. I can hit all the way to Rhode Island. It will go come. So all they are saying is that stop fucking around with foreign cars. If you say if you say coffee that is coming from Panama is too expensive, you drink coffee that is coming from Texas. So I don't know. For me, man, welcome. Buy America. That's exactly what it is. Just buy America. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what is happening. What is becoming so boring anyway? We are becoming so comfortable with the dealings of things. Sit the fuck up. Wake up. That's what it is. But I'm not interested in what is going on in Europe, because in Nigeria the whole continent, what do we contribute? Like Mr. James. Would I not agree with Mr. James? I laugh because Mr. James made this point again on Dr. Damiji's show, and they listened to that, all have died. And I laugh because of the Rex Pond. Who was on? Who did the interview that they said? Oh, Prince. SDP presidential candidate. Mr. James come as a come. We are useless to the human race. Nothing, we cannot do anything. I'm paraphrasing, and they always make that point that as a human race, we are useless to the development of the advances of the planet Earth. So even though I want to disagree with him, hey boy, You can't fault his conclusion, though. You can't fault his interpretation of. You can't, because as I've always said, today, if Nigeria they just close Nigeria now, in that space, say they all it just cease to exist. Say no, they just literally come on that part of the planet away from the planet. Nothing will happen. Even our neighbor Togo, and they're not going to feel anything. Life goes on because they don't really depend on those on anything. It's like they supply them. Forget now. What do you get if you give person? What am I saying? The continent really in today's world has nothing to offer. Now you can argue, oh, our resources. See, that's where I would disagree. It's not our resources. You ain't got a resource if you cannot protect it. It's not yours. There's a reason why they don't factor us in the next generation of development. It is because they can access our resources at any given time, anyhow they want them. If they want to make only us, they actually exploit the resources and carry out our wife go give them. Oh shit, we don't do them already. So what am I trying to say? Nobody they fear us. So in other words, I said it before, if you know what you cannot protect is not yours. What you cannot protect is not yours. Anybody don't can move. So we are not in the. So that's why I know they worry about. I start worrying about the continent of Africa and what it's going to look like in the next 100 years. Instead, I focus on estimating the level of hardship where the generation that will be speaking up from that location for the next 100 years, the kind of hardship where they will face, the kind of life where it will be like in the next 20 years, the difference between the continent and let's say the Americas or the China, it will be like if you look back to the 30s, the 40s, the 60s, how literally the pictures of things, right? Because now if you look at it, say, man, people say, oh, those days were very backward, remote. That's exactly how the difference between that part of the world and the developed world. I know they use Europe now. They use America as China specific for a reason, because themselves will become the Africans of today. Europe will become the difference. It will be so fucking huge that our upstream, the next generation again, their goal in life is to be 1/3 of those people. Just like as it is now, everybody want to go to America, all of us want to go to Britain, London, Kitika, sell all your property, keep people, join themselves, still do whatever, just to run to London, America, Canada, like just like that, right? and we think it's progress. Jackpot is success. Living in Nigeria is more prestigious today than getting any kind of qualification. Make I not use degree because it's overrated, right? It's worthless these days. Like living that country is the highest form of success. Even though success is relative, but in material things that we are in the capitalist world, for an average African, living that part of the country is the highest form of success as we speak today. Just think at it for it. Just look at it that way. Right? 100 years ago, for the sake of conversation, now they can't force us come out with beating. Slavery, quote unquote. Today, we still see that same process as the highest form of progress. They force people to come work, physically work, to the development of this part of the world. Today, we do everything. We kill, we sell, we do everything to come and do the same thing. People know they see him from that prison, but it's literally the same. So in the next 50 to 100 years, it will also be the same. We'll be aspiring to just have a glimpse of the kind of lifestyle that they will be living. And that would be our ceiling. So when Media Peace was saying we should form our own race, and I think he's talking from that perspective. If we don't come together and just back this war called civilized war, develop war, and just back them, don't need them. Build your own war, and you see, just like the Chinese. That's what the Americans did. Because what the Americans did back in the 17, before the revolution of 7, what led to the revolution of 1777, they were literally saying no tax without representation. What does that mean? You can't just come and be taxing our wealth and we don't have a say in the parliament back then in Britain. You understand? Just like they were remoting Nigeria from Britain, well, they were also remoting the 13 colonies of the Americas back in the 1700s. So literally, the Americans went to Britain to protest, to say no more tax. We are no longer paying tax until we have a representative in the house. Today, instead of our leader to say we are not going to allow anybody to japa, right? Until something is done, whatever that is. I don't want to, whatever that is. But we are not in position to do that, because if you say that, that means you have to provide for those people that want to japa. If you say don't go, you have to provide for them, right? But literally, that's what it is. How do we discover our essence of being here? They now turn around and prove Mr. James wrong, that we can actually contribute to the human development if we don't decide to take our destiny in our own hands. Saying all this because of the disruption that is going on. We cannot keep following and copying. I think we will accept. People say, oh, the Chinese copied. No, they didn't. They only copied the economic aspects of the Western world. But every other thing is still predicated on who they were. So the American literally said, first, we need representation. You can't just want taking away that representation. And that's what led to the revolution. Get it? So the same thing, but we know. We reinvent ourselves just to push through. They say if there is no, where there is no door, make your own door. That's foolishness. Make your own door. Yes. That means just turn around and make your own door. Not bust through. Once you bust through, you go still go meet them there. That's why no matter what you are running away from home from, it's still here in America, it's here in London, it's everywhere. The only way you can rise above the standard that is set before you is if you do what has nothing to do with them. So, liberation, day of liberation for the America was a disruption for every one of us, other part of the world. But instead of you to be waiting for the disruption season period to be over, to fully immerse what is there waiting for you, because why with they inside the chaos, they try to understand the disruption. They are very clear with what they are doing. They are building what is the other side of the world. So by the time you come out of the chaos, the other side will be bright. But it is bright because they turn the light on. Not because you decide to say, well, this disruption has nothing to do with me. I'm still going to live my best life, regardless of what. Make no sense, this go here again. Fuck it. I am going to do mine. So I'm not really worried about us because we no be threats. We are not even a threat to ourselves. But the European continent, how just like France, just like Greece, people they forget the Greece now. Superpower today, they are not going to grow. So one by one, they go dey fall apart. One British we at the end of the day, let me play around. If the British will not have choice than to go dobale for America, they will have a role for them. America have a role for British, so that's the only way they will survive. They will use them to do all the dirty jobs that needed to be done in order. And any country that decides to want misbehave, now they will use. The French, they be rebel right from day one. They be rebel right from day one, but it's just because that Americans has dealt with them so much. They have lost the Second World War and First World War and Second World War destroy pretty much what France can become. So, but they are a very stubborn group of people. I see running trying to see where they can hold their sway, but fortunately, no, it's over. The German has what it takes to survive, but unfortunately, they cannot cater for everybody. So only the few will live a very affluent and luxury life, because their source of wealth will be what? Coming from outside the America. Any other country, they Europe again. You don't finish now. The only France, Germany, and Britain. Don't finish. It's not that plan. There isn't another country in that part of the world that will go feed themselves, not all defending themselves. They can't defend themselves, they can't feed themselves. So all of them will come to back to Washington one by one and renegotiate their survival. Their leaders when they come TV, they run their mouth. Na lie. They will go back to Washington DC one by one and negotiate their survival. Their survival though. Because that's what is at stake, not even development or progress. Are we going to survive as a people, as a civilization? That's what is before them. For so long from the start till today, yes, I agree. So everybody now will go begin to go back. I trust Trump is not going back. You want to survive? Oh yeah. There's a land, there's a free land. There's a free land in North Dakota. Bring your Volkswagen factory, put it there. That's it. There's the Swedish people with their chocolate. You want to survive? There's a free land in Maine. That's the choice before every fucking country on the planet today. You want my market? It's open to you. But we don't want you to be sending things. Come and build them for here. Yeah, even though 50% of the jobs are not coming back. Because by the year 2030, there will no longer be a driver. There will no longer be programmers. There will no longer be teachers. Now we will be the teachers. Now we will be the programmers. Because now we we talk. Now algorithm, AI, whatever they will put to use. Now we will be the teacher. Me. And the rest. Teacher jobs will be gone. Teaching job will be gone. Driving job will be gone. Programming job will be gone. Just let those sink in first. So we are in for a very good treat. Tomorrow is very sweet. As a nomad, I'm equipped. I'm equipped. Mm. And again, it's some, right? I give you thanks for all you have done in my life. I'm so blessed. My soul's off and rest. Oh Lord, I give you thanks. Those three people where they see they fuck around with me, so like, I beg. Those will come, go, we no like, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you that you can just come to somebody's house without knocking. Ain't that shame? Liking is a form of knocking. Just like, that's knock. The disrespectful element. Huh? So, if you are alive today and you are fortunate enough to have a little bit of understanding of what is happening or what is to come, say ha ha ha. You are a lucky. You are a lucky. You are not lucky, you are a lucky. You will be lucky if you navigate accordingly. And you know go get caught up with that. Gone are the days where person will come up for Ososo. I am going to Germany so that if I get to Germany, I know if I will get a job in BMW factory, I am okay. Those days, it's gone. Gone, 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 gone. Hallelujah, Jesus conquered the world. Hallelujah, Satan, you are in trouble. What a man is our life today. Hallelujah, Donald Trump has conquered the world. Hallelujah, global business in trouble. His word is fine now. I wish I saw. I was in my song make sense. Shit, it's too hot. Well, we'll see how the reaction. Yes, thank you. You see. Went from 2 likes to 1 like to 3 likes. You guys are. I know I'm talking to somebody who is smarter than me. Thank you. So where we they? I know where we they. The days that somebody would leave Kafanchan, like won't go New York. That by the time you drive Uber for 3 months. Oh my God. It's gone. Those days are gone. It's over. You ain't gonna no drive no truck no more, gonna drive no taxi, no that shit. They're gonna be autonomous. But maybe if you buy 5 million card, Trump's card, right? That's the new, what did they call it? The golden card. 5 million. I never even do a session. I should do a session on that card. Trump card, 5 million card. She do a section. People say, oh, if I get 5 million, what you want to do for America? You're right. No point. Especially if you are living a nomadic lifestyle like me, for 5 million, shit, what? I'm sure only 50K. You go disappear. You don't go come America, sir. But some people say, why 5 million? Why would I if I get $5 million? Especially Nigeria. You get $5 million from Nigeria. God damn. How much is fucking that? But guess what? Yeah, you will. To me, there are two advantages. If I want to put my $5 million to buy the Trump gold card, one, I am a family man that has at least, yeah, family man. You, your wife, your kids, no matter how many kids you got, the more the better. Right? If you buy that 5 million, those scam people, now that card is geared to us. That's one. Two, business owner. Let's say you have a business that employs at least 10 people. Right? You can afford to invest 5 million in that card. Why? You stand a chance of bringing that your business smooth without any barrier back to America. You are not going to pay tax on any of your business outside if you buy that card. That's another advantage. Three, for me, the most important advantage that the 5 million card have that the Trump administration is targeting. Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, to those who they hesitate. The global disruption has started. They call it war. Economic war, now don't enter full war. There's going to be cyber war that will follow. God bless us, we will get a kinetic war. Now, Nigeria, even though I know they will think about Nigeria in terms of the next frontier of lifestyle, technology, how the world is going to move towards, because we are not a factor. But if the water start to go around, we are a factor, we will collect. It's like the Trump tariff, they collect, Abi. So let's say civil unrest develop because of the hardship of this disruption that is going to bring upon us in the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Let's say the Nigerian leadership who have largely agreed and indicted themselves that they are the problem of the country. If their foolishness leads to a point whereby they could not control the hardship that the disruption is going to bring before us, and it go up in flame, Civil War points too. Those that invested 5 million in that good card, there will be an American military flight waiting for them at airports to evacuate them and their families. That's what that 5 million is targeted at. Those are the people in that 5 million is targeted. Of course, people in government, wealthy business people, who will not want their family, their businesses, them to suffer this civil unrest that is going to come, that is going to erupt, not just in Nigeria, everywhere. 5 million will take you out to a heaven, because they will not just evacuate you successfully, they will arrange a home and everything for you to. That smooth transaction will be there. I think that 5 million will come in handy at that time. So now the target people, I mean, the first 24 hours of that card being announced, they sell over 1,000. It's 500 million. So it's a changing world, ladies and gentlemen. So we were forced. We were forced to come work for field. We went from being forced to volunteering. That's why some people will go to school, back in the 60s, they'll come back to Nigeria every day. That's volunteering as far as I'm concerned. Then competing. We started competing. Who will go school for abroad? Who will go work for abroad? Who make out for abroad? Who is doing well in abroad? We competed. We go beg now. But most importantly, we will buy to become slave. We were forced to become a slave. We begged to become a slave. Now we will pay to become a slave. And those who are not going to be fortunate enough, because now progress, who are not going to be fortunate enough to be able to pay to become a slave, we cumulate into what I have been talking about for the past 3 years, into what I refer as what? The useless generation. Useless to yourself, but to the society at large. Not because you are not intelligent, you are not healthy, you are not smart, but just because you are not talented in any way, and God bless you, can't even navigate the program world with AI and other algorithms. You're done. You're done. So your lifestyle will be your last shot. What kind of lifestyle are you living? Is it interested enough for you to put it out there for people to want to pay attention to it? Maybe you will survive in that direction. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we go pay to come and slave. That's not the end part though. That's not the worst part. Forced to slave, compete to slave, beg to slave, pay to slave, to come and slave. The worst part, the last phase, is you being slave in your own house. You go dey beg to work for Nigeria. You go dey beg. No be say you go dey beg government to say government no give you job. No. Because the jobs to say no even dey government hand. If you say, and I say you go pay to work for Nigeria, I say, oh, people they pay. No, but in return, just for you to say that you are useful, not useless, you'll be begging to do some kind of job just to prove your worthiness of being here. Ain't that terrible? Isn't that a thing? I mean, it sounds out of this fucking world. Isn't like boy they smoke? I don't know which side they talk. God give us long life. Ah, 1:30. I need to step outside. I need to go see my supplier. So, in celebration of Liberation Day for Americans and Disruption Day for the rest of the world, I welcome you to the new world. Hope we don't forget to, after this whole disruption, a new world order will be presented before us. Before us, I mean the global community to follow. So that's what happened. When somebody win a fight, that's the prize. That's the price for winning. The price of winning is that you are at liberty to rewrite the rules of the globe. That's what happened after 1945. A new world order was set. Right? And institution will be erected to to coordinate those, to implement those rules. The likes of WTO, UN, EU, and the rest. So we are going to have new ones at the end of this whole great power rivalry between the superpowers. When they finish, whoever wins will set out the rules of how the world will work. And for where I am seated, from my own observation, I see America winning again and again. I don't see Chinese, I don't see them even being the regional hegemony, because that's the first step. So the first step is you be independent. Once you have your independence, you build your economy, because you have to the easiest way to bring everybody together in one nation state is prosperity. You have to be able to, the cities, those people have to be in a position not to worry about what to eat or how to survive. When you build the economy, it goes, the next stage is the physical security, which is the kinetic security. That's where it comes into play. You build your military might. Once you are in control, 100% control of these three aspects: freedom, prosperity, and protection. Once you got that under your control, you begin to exert influence within your region. That's what the regional hegemony means. If you exert influence over your region, automatically you are a step into the bigger, the final stage, the world. Because the whole region now becomes your bargaining field. Anybody who is stepping to that region, regardless of what corner, has to answer to you first. I am saying this: the last empire, or the current empire, that so then one. America fight for their freedom. My words, they fought for their freedom, won their freedom, independent of no fucking body. Makes their people prosperous. Automatically builds their arsenal. And they did what? That take them roughly 75 to 80 years, 1976 to 1776 to 1990. Yeah, 1992. No, the fuck is wrong. Well, I don't retire with that. To 1822, 1820, yes, 1820s, first early 1800, late 1700 to early 18, so roughly 100 years. It went from being a colonized territory to a nation state, to a economic sufficient state, to military power state, and they do what? Assert their authority over that region. So in 1776, they fought for their freedom, and immediately switched to action, start building their economy. Right? They exert their influence over the region when they tell the European powerhouse, the likes of Britain, the likes of France, the likes of Germany, the likes of Netherlands, the likes of Italy, the likes of the Soviet Union. Say, hey, get the fuck off. That place, if I see your two left leg there, you are a threat. I don't care if it's Panama, if it's Brazil, if it's Chile, or if it's Canada. If I see any of una plane or canoe or hunter, I see enough una say I am a hunter. Wow, you go collect. That's what they did when they come of age. Drove everybody out of that without their spheres of influence. And automatically, that set the world on fire. When you take food away from anybody, he or she will react. That's exactly what happened to the rest of the European Empire, which led them to the assemblies of 1845, 1844, to declare the African continent as their sphere of influence to be explored to beat what they lost to the Americans back. So, independence, economic sufficiency, the military protection, regional influence, boom, you are up there. So, as we speak today, the Donald Trump administration is trying to stop China from being a regional hegemony. China has succeeded in attaining their freedom. They are a free fucking nation. They have succeeded in building their people, the economy of the nation, which bring them under one leadership, under one, because the level of success is pretty much cut across, right? By so doing, they have invested heavily in their physical defense, their weaponry. So the next stage was to be the Asia regional head. And America say, ha 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 ha! We know the plan. We know this game. That's why if you listen to Professor John Mearsheimer and Jeffrey Sachs, when they go, one is a realist, right? John Mearsheimer. Why should I say? I had to qualify Jeffrey Sachs as a futurist or whatever, but John Mearsheimer is justly trying to say, come, hey, that's what we do, amo. For us to do it, anybody can do it. So we are not going to even allow anybody to even say, we are not going to do anything. Why Jeffrey Sachs say, no, only one dominate the whole planet here, no, Chinese don't have that thing in them, blah, 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 blah. That's not what this is about. But I am with John Mearsheimer. Because I did it before I did it to you. For me to now say, you are a good person, you're not going to do the same to them, at my own peril. Am I speaking the language of the Biafran people? Yes. The Fulanis conquer the Hausa people. Oh, you think they don't go courage us? No, we don't want to. We don't want to take chance at all. That's another side of the Nigerian conversation. It's about history. An average Igbo man understand what the Fulani presence mean in that part of the world. How they were able to found themselves there and the kind of power and the authority they exercise. They not just get them because they are divine. They took it, which is not so they be for all over the world. The average Igbo man understand that. If the Hausa man can be conquered, who the fuck are we? We better sit up. That's the reality of the world we live in. It's a jungle. And that's exactly what John Mearsheimer is saying. To say that the Chinese, if they become a regional hegemony, they will not come and take over the world, it's you fucking around. Then you're going to find out. Why are you thinking like that? Because I did it, we did it. I did it before with the Americans. That is how we become who we are today. If you still can't get that because you are part of the system, look at the British people. That is how they become the world power. The Dutch did it. So, I'd rather live on my experience and the reality that I am familiar with and project my future rather than saying that, it's a nice person. So, which is why I always try to push back on show followers and be followers. Stop telling me he is nice. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want nice person. I want, can you get the job done? Hell the fuck yeah. So the Americans understand that fact. That we know how we got here. Hell no. Why another person no go use the playbook? So before we even say story that touch, look, we stop am first before we even talk. It's better safe, right? Prevention is better than cure, they say. So that's why they're taking the war to China head on. Stop it now, or they stop us. So that's the reality of the world. That's how shit works. Mr. Daniel, you are welcome. Wetin happen today, Ovie? You dey your fine house. I don't get house. Me? I think that the location where I dey. Anywhere I go, I get contacts. Let far and wide on this planet that if you get where I go now, you see that I dey underwater. Get where I dey on top trees. Get where I dey say I go dey for 5-star, luxury living and that. So yes, I dey indoors today, and one will say it's because it's raining like crazy. So when you did Texas now, I love Texas, but god damn, man, the weather is not weather the misbehave. You just can't get 3 days straight the same. 3 days the same in Texas. Said that it rained today, like hell, hot like hell the next day, and goddamn near snowing the following day. so as we speak, it's literally outside. I say, okay, make I live outdoor. Plus, I think how do I put it? I don't stay out. I literally live outdoor, like outside, for like 5 months and 8 days. Where I no sleep for. I spend over maybe 1 or 2, 3 days for bed or so. Maybe for some, you know. So in Texas now where feel you have to have all the options. Only Texas I will come. Only Texas I go dey. Under 1 month, I can stay for apartment, stay for Airbnb, hotel, budget suite, all kind of accommodation. I'll go under only for Texas. But for us, like Florida, man, Florida, if you just pick one, leave out. Not for Atlanta. They me something. Atlanta no get choice. No, Atlanta get one unique. Come on, if you are from Atlanta, or if you live in Atlanta, shout out to you. Hey, George, I greet you. Atlanta, I think I need to go there. There is this Japanese resort, kinda indoor sauna. That you can be there for 24 hours and for days and for weeks. I love that. But yeah, I couldn't live outdoor in Atlanta. God damn it. I couldn't do it. Not that I no fit. I just couldn't. I did it for like one. Wait, how many days I stayed for outdoor for Atlanta? I don't know, like it's not up to 2 weeks. Everything went crashing. I had to start paying for a place. No, I stayed for a hotel. That's like 4 different kind of living in Atlanta. That's sweet. But Atlanta, I don't like her. I don't. Anyway, I don't feel live outdoor. It's not suitable for me. George, How far now? How now? Well, tell me, what is Europe looking like with the new announcement by Trump? I know when I don't they cry already. When I mean when are your leaders, are you still? Am I still live? What you mean? Am I not live? I did live now, George. Are you tripping? I'm the one tripping. I'm live now. I've been out because I know the outside. I know the inside car. I the inside yacht. George, what's your what's your what are you spoken? And the disadvantage of me staying indoors most of the time, it depends on where I do. You know, if you smoke inside. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, I will close this live in the next 10 minutes or so. I'll go see my clock. So now that people go jackpot say they won't come work for office. Now the office job is going out the window to machine AI and the rest. What we go to jackpot to go do now? Care, caregiving. Caregiving sef we'll talk about that one. Okay, about that one. Now that we have a machine that does autonomous cleaning, very soon, you don't need anybody to buy us again. You just need the human robot to fuck around the house and do the shit for you. Giorgio, who did that? Spoke to me. All right, guys, may I bounce? I'll come back and talk domestic politics. Nigeria, of course. Now see where I will go. Now go meet my smoke.